Hi, top of the day to you. Thank you once again for joining me. My name is Magnus. What I'd like to do is to give you a quick synopsis of a book I recently read. It's called The Bitter Pill by Dr. Ellen Grant, and it was written in 1985. And although some of the information here is outdated, I have found it fascinating how it could be seen that there's a massive cover-up with this, how safe is the perfect contraceptive. And this doctor, although I've got to say she's been very biased from one point of view. I mean, she used to be pro taking the pill, and then as a researcher, she then realised, well, hold on a minute, there's a massive increase in cancers and thrombosis and hormonal disruptions and lots of other illnesses, which I will go through in a moment. Now, there's a wonderful quote that I would really like for you to be mindful of, that I'm going to give you, by a gentleman called Schopenhauer. And this gentleman, if you don't know, has been labelled as a Greek philosopher. And he was born in 1788 and then died in 1860. All truth passes three phases. The first, it is ridiculed. Secondly, it is violently opposed. Thirdly, it is accepted as being self-evident. It kind of makes sense. When you start playing God with your biochemistry, there's going to be an effect or effects, which pretty much is what happens once you start taking the pill. I do believe we've probably moved into that third phase where you are actually accepting the fact that it's normal just to take the pill so that you don't become pregnant. Again, these are just my opinions. If you are a woman and you haven't, I say, co-created a man in your life who can't take responsibility and withdraw before coming inside of you, then you may want to change your partner, in my opinion. And the reason I share that with some, I won't say force, but some kind of passion, is because we are an overpopulated world. There's no two ways about it. However, just inanely taking a hormonal, endocrine disrupting chemical just so that you can have those moments of pleasure, which incidentally, if you do take the pill, the research will show it will lower your libido anyway, it doesn't make sense to me. So the invite, if you're a woman, is to look at other ways of contraception, but also from the man's point of view about taking responsibility. Yes, you can use condoms, and that will stop all the venereal diseases, perhaps like gonorrhea and syphilis and so on. However, and that's certainly a wonderful invite, there are other things, because I'm not really into the copper coil from the understanding that I've got, because copper is toxic, and even if you're on the pill, the chances are from a hair tissue mineral analysis your copper will be off the scale, and that will greatly affect your zinc levels as well, which is going to cause a plethora of health challenges. So we look at hormones from the Greek word to means I excite. In 1970s, Dr. Ellen Grant pretty much realised that they'd tried every single pill combination that they tried to control, to stop women becoming pregnant, had provoked some sort of illness. And some of the things is what you're eating, and the label is in the book about cheese, chocolate, oranges and alcohol, breathing and drinking. Doing this over many decades is likely to affect your state of health. And there's a guy called Dr. Richard Magnus, who's a GP, who wrote a wonderful book called Eat Fat and Grow Thin in 1958. I'm going to be getting that book out. The crux of it is avoiding all cereals and grains. British Society for Clinical Ecology, most common illnesses are caused by contact with substances in the daily environment. We'll label those as toxins, and as you know, there's over 80,000 toxins, man-made toxins, on this planet today. And the answer to illness is not just symptomatic drug treatment, but to find out the cause and avoid them. Really, I like that. A beautiful gentleman, Professor Malcolm Pike, and his team from California presented some data in The Lancet in October 1983, showing breast cancer was increased 4 to 5-fold among women who had taken the pill for 6 years or more before she was 25. Here's the crux of my recording. It's an inescapable fact of life is that any dose which prevents pregnancy will produce a multitude of biochemical and cellular changes. Professor Victor Wynn, that's W-Y-N-N. The pill can cause diabetes, and the progesterone and progestogens can raise blood sugar and cause resistance to insulin. Here's a list that I produced earlier after reading this book of health challenges that women may experience from popping the pill. Gallbladder disease increases with pill estrogens, and they also raise cholesterol levels. The pill slows the activity in the liver, and a shortage of zinc, and there's vitamin B6. Well, if it's affecting that, it will also affect folic acid. The pill can lead to depression and increases suicides, headaches, migraines, dizziness, severe cramps in your legs, increased weight gain. Pill causes low level zinc, as I mentioned before, high copper, which disrupts the gut and liver function, thrombosis, irregular bleeding, reduces your libido, as I mentioned, can increase brain hemorrhages, allergies and immune diseases, lower levels of testosterone, increases your hairiness, can lead to strokes, increased vascular diseases and cancer, the most common of which is cervical or cervical. The cancers, the pill interferes with serotonin and melanin metabolisms. And if you think about it, in the 1930s, 1 in 7 died of cancer. In the 1980s, 1 in 5. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's been labelled as the leading cause of death. It's not just about popping pills, obviously. However, we can make smarter lifestyle choices. So what I'd like you to think about in this recording, if you're a woman, is what else could you do to protect yourself, but at the same time, make smarter lifestyle choices. And it's funny because any of the partners that I've had, I've always been very mindful of them taking the pill, because I've been so aware of how it can affect their health. And I know we kind of accept these things as side effects, and please understand this, there are no side effects in life, there are only effects. Why do we accept that? We would not accept a car with flashing lights, so why do we accept toxic chemicals in our body? Just so we can... Okay. Quite a bit in this recording. It's about The Bitter Pill by Dr. Ellen Grant and my review of it. An incredible book. If you can get hold of it, please do. As always, have yourself an amazing day. It's Easter. My love to you all. Bye for now.